Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Kyla and we have a very exciting vlog this weekend. Because it is the second round of the Screaming Color Readathon. This is a readathon put on by Gabby from Gabby Reads on her Patreon. It is 48 hours, and in that 48 hours, we read as many books as we possibly can with a certain color on the cover. Last time it was green, this time it is blue, and it is always themed after a Taylor Swift lyric because there's just a whole bunch of Swifties over there, and like, you can't help yourself. You just can't help yourself. So this round of the readathon, the lyric is, "Oh damn, I've never seen that color blue," from Delicate. I was gonna sing it, but like, you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear it. I'm so excited. I even wore my blue t-shirt just for you. And let's talk about the books that I plan on reading this weekend. So first and foremost, my top priority is going to be This Delicious Death by Kayla Cottingham. This is a YA horror that has something to do with cannibalism. And when I read that, I knew immediately I needed to read it, and I've been saving it for this readathon because of this stunning blue cooler on the front. Plus there's like blood happening, and like, I need to know what this cooler has to do. Are we keeping human body parts in here? I do not know, but I am excited to find out. And then I have In an Absent Dream by Shauna McGuire. This is the fourth in the Wayward Children series. I thought this would be perfect for this weekend because it is only 48 hours. And although this is only like 270 something pages, I just want to like be realistic with myself here. So this is a short little fantasy novella. This is the fourth in the series. And this one we follow Lundy through her origin story and like find out what happened with her and her door and all of that. So I'm very excited. I am obsessed with this series, and like this cover with all the blue was perfect for this weekend. And then this last one, okay, it's a bit of a stretch, all right, but like, we're just gonna roll with it. So we have Lore Olympus, and I know you're thinking, Kyla, that is green, but like, up close, there's this blue little sliver here. There's some blue up here. And then on the back, there's like navy blue up here. So I'm counting it. Okay. Okay. This is Lore Olympus Volume 4. This is the newest in the series. I am caught up. So my library hold was up, and I was like, perfect. I love to have a graphic novel for a readathon because it just is the perfect thing when it's only 48 hours and like you want to read as much as possible. Graphic novels are great because there's a lot less words on the page, but it like still feels like you're accomplishing something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So these three are my TBR for this weekend. I am so excited. So let's just go ahead and like start all the fun activities, shall we?
I get around despite the loss. I'm over here, gotta get across. Whether you like it or not, there is a moment meant for us. And now you made it, but I already played this. Not interested, open your eyes, let's get it done. Take my hand, just follow me, shadowing me, I won. Oh, the sky is on fire. The lake has turned to a golden sun. Oh, I'll never get tired. I just wanna dance, just wanna let's get it done. Take my hand, just follow me. Shadow and me are one. Oh, the sky is on fire. The lake has turned to a golden sun. Oh, I'll never get tired. I just wanna dance, just wanna
It's officially Saturday, and that means that it is day one of the Screaming Color Readathon. So excited. It's actually about 2 o'clock right now. You've kind of seen my morning so far, at least bits and pieces. And I wanted to give you like a little first impression. Excuse the sticker, I still need to get that off. I'm gonna work on that. But I wanted to give you my first impression of this delicious death before I hop on sprints in a few minutes with the gang and do some trivia and some more reading and all of that. If you know me at all, you know that I don't read the synopsis of books very often. I normally just like hear buzzwords and kind of like get a gist for what it's about. So really all I knew about this one was a YA horror and that it was having something to do with cannibalism, which like, yes. Okay? Really, I didn't need to know more than that. Now that I am 50 pages in, I have more of a grasp that's about like what's going on, and this is giving 5-star energy, you guys. This is giving 5-star energy, and I'm only 50 pages in. I also just have to say, you know you're in for a ride when the content warning page is literally like 2 columns long. Okay? I mean, she really, like, put it all in there. Probably some that, like, didn't necessarily need to be in there. But, like, you know what? Better to have more than none at all. So, there's a lot, which, like, I'm so excited for. I am so excited for. I had to turn down the brightness a second. That was a little too bright. So 50 pages in, I have learned, and this is on the back, so it really is included in the synopsis. If you read it, you already know this, but I have learned that we have 4 friends. They are heading off to a music festival, and something has happened in their town a few years ago called the Hollowing, which is basically like a virus that went around, almost like a zombie apocalypse kind of thing. Or it was a virus and they called it the Hollowing, but it's like giving zombie apocalypse vibes, okay? So this was a few years ago. It's going through their town, right? And there are people that were affected by this and people who weren't, and the people that are affected by it, the way they keep themselves kind of in, I don't want to say in human form, basically keep their hollow side at bay, I guess is the best way to put it, is by consuming human flesh. Gross. So they're packing up the car to go to this music festival, and they talk about like taking the flesh cooler with them, hence the cover, because they need to take a bunch of human flesh and organs or whatever so they can eat and stay in a normal form. What? I like love the direction of this, okay? I love the direction of it. And so far, they have just we've gotten like the history of kind of what happened very quickly. Like, it's really woven in. It's not like, let me take you to a flashback, but there are some flashbacks, like at the beginning of chapters, which I like. You can kind of see how things happened. And so they have just gotten to their hotel, they're hanging out, they've met this like band that's supposed to be playing at the festival and that kind of thing. But oh my god, 50 pages in, I'm intrigued. and it's just giving. It's giving 5-star energy, and I'm just so happy. So I'm about to hop on sprints with everyone, have an afternoon of a good time. I just made myself an iced coffee. Got my blue tank top on to represent the blue. Figured it was quite fitting. And yeah, let's just go have just a ball of a time this afternoon.
Mom, you're on the live stream. Say hi.
Hi. Hi, I'm just a little craziness, Mom. You know what I can say.
Oh my god. Did you just do the bacon because of the gay bacon joke?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow. This is so cute. This is so sweet. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Mom is what?
My mom really just goes all out.
Mom's like seasoning frozen for
Oh my god.
Sunday. I am currently dying a slow death of humidity. If there's anything you need to know about me, it's that I despise when it's humid out. This is why I love fall and winter so much, because I do not like when it's humid. I become a grumpy human when it's humid outside. I just hate that sticky feeling, and like you just feel like you're never clean. So it is current. We've had 2 days of humidity, yesterday and today. I don't see it letting up in the next couple of days because we're expecting some on and off rain. It's ridiculous. I'm trying my best. Anyways, you saw I had a morning of cleaning. I cleaned upstairs. My husband cleaned downstairs, which is so nice of him. We're doing laundry. We're doing all of the Sunday things, but I wanted to update you on my reading as well because I am like in the middle of all of the things. So this morning while I was cleaning, I was listening to In an Absent Dream, which is the 4th in the Wayward Children series, and got up to page 79. This is a quick little, I think it's like just about 200 pages novella. It's a fantasy novella. This one follows Lundy while she discovers her door and what's behind her door and in her world and whatever. If you didn't know the Wayward Children series, the odd number books are the ones that take place at the school and have like more of the characters in them, and then the even number books are like the origin stories of the students and of the characters, which I just love. So this one is Lundy's origin story and what happened when she found her door and what's going on there. So we are following, she finds a door like on her way home, and she discovers it's kind of like a goblin market, and there's a lot of talk of like gardens and that kind of thing. And we haven't gotten into a lot of like, there's always a theme, right? There's always a theme in these, whether it be child abuse or gender or sexuality or what have you. We haven't necessarily got to that theme yet, so I am curious to see what happens with that. So that's where I am with that. I'm going to finish that this afternoon because I only have like 80 pages left of This Delicious Death. I made a huge dent in this yesterday, literally read like 200 pages, which is great. I was so happy and proud of myself because I was also like doing other things too. And I'm loving this. Unless something happens at the end, this is 5 stars for sure. It's gone in a direction that I didn't necessarily know. Like I talked about yesterday, I didn't know that we were gonna go in this like kind of pandemic apocalypse kind of way, but I really like the way it's playing out because they don't know, and like you don't know if you're walking around, who has been affected by this hollowing and who hasn't. Like everyone just appears as a normal human until you realize that either they're eating human flesh to keep themselves at bay, or our main character, Zoe, she comes across this boy, they have a moment, and she like smells it on him, and that's how she kind of discovers that he had, you know, been affected by the hollowing or whatever. And I love that because you just don't know, like anyone could have been affected by it, and you're kind of discovering it with them, which I really enjoy. And then we have this mystery of what's happening at the music festival, and there are people showing up quite mangled, and then there's also people going missing, and they think it has something to do with like someone kind of enhancing the people who have been affected by the hollowing, and then also doing something that, because they eat the human flesh to kind of, to keep themselves kind of like in human normal form or whatever. So they think that there might be someone doing something to kind of negate like the effects of that. I don't know. It's fascinating. I love it. I also love the relationship between the friends and how that's kind of unfolding. We have some romance in here, and of course there's tons of queer representation in here, which I love, love, love. Got that in My Dearest Darkest. I love that we're getting it in this. I think that is going to be a a very prominent theme in Kayla Cottingham's books, which I just love. So far, loving that. Absolutely going to be finishing these two this afternoon while on sprints, because sprints start at 2 p.m. my time, so it's like noon now, I'm gonna have some lunch, relax, and this morning while I was in bed, I started on Lore Olympus Volume 4. Now technically, this is kind of like green, but there's like a blue sliver here, so I'm counting it, okay? And I got like halfway, maybe a little more than halfway through this morning. It's just a graphic novel that it follows Persephone and Hades' story, and pretty much everyone else in the Greek mythology world. It's very dark. There are a lot of heavy topics in here. This is the 4th volume. The 3rd volume was just okay. I'm liking this one a little bit more. So yeah, since I just finished cleaning, I just showered as well, so I'm trying to like cool myself down. So I'm just gonna go sit like in our room where the fan is and probably read the rest of this now and then cover these two this afternoon, because between these two I have about like a little over 200 pages to read. So I got my work cut out for me this afternoon with those, so I kind of want to just like sit down and finish this now. It's a good way to just kind of like mellow out, turn off my brain. Then I'll have some lunch, make a coffee, get to sprints. Sounds like a magical afternoon. I'm so sorry if you can hear the dryer in the background. Also, everyone and their mother is out on motorcycles today, so if you hear any grumbling in the background, that's why. We live on a main road. It is what it is. But I just finished This Delicious Death by Kayla Cottingham, and it is for sure 5 stars. Oh my god. I loved this. It was so fun, so unique. I have not read a YA horror like this. I have not read an adult horror like this. Like, the plot line to me was just so unique. Like, yes, we have other books that talk about any sort of like pandemic or zombie apocalypse, even though it's not necessarily zombies in here, but like, you get the drift. But I just think it was done in such a fun, unique way. It almost gave me like The Last of Us vibes, but obviously like not mushrooms. But I love it. I had a blast. Like I said before, I love all of the representation in Kayla Cottingham's books. We have different genders, so we have different queer representation, and I just love it. We also have a lot of talk about like mental health things and just all of those themes that I love to see woven throughout a book, especially when it's geared towards younger people. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing. I just loved it. I love the direction that I went. I love the ending, the epilogue, like wrapped everything up perfectly, but wasn't like too cheesy. I mean, there was like a little bit of cheese, but not like over the top. Just the amount that you want. You know, there's a little bit of like a budding romance happening throughout this book, so you kind of get a little bit of like a conclusion with that. And again, I just like these four friends. They have a fun dynamic. I like their banter. I had a great time. I loved it. 5 stars for sure. So still on sprints now. We're only on like our second sprint because we finished up trivia today, which is so fun. So I'm going to now move on to reading In an Absent Dream. I'm on page 79, so I have like 130 pages left of this. So I'm just gonna read this for the next little bit. There's 17 minutes left in this sprint, and then we'll take a break. So I should be able to finish it in not this one, but like the next one. Anyways, I'm loving this so far too, but I just wanted to give you an update on this. Finished it. This marks my second book finished because I did finish also the 4th volume of Lore Olympus. I liked it. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I liked it a little bit more than volume 3, which I gave 3 stars. So I liked it a little bit more. The first one was still by far the best, but I think just because it's a little bit outside of my comfort zone with the Greek mythology that like really like grabbed me in and really like held my attention, where now we're just getting more of the story, really getting into it. I just love that it's done in such a modern way. It's so fun. So I did read the rest of that earlier, finished that up. And yeah, this is the only thing left on my list for this readathon, which is perfect because I think this will carry me over until like I'm done reading for the day. So I'm gonna get to it. I will update you either later today or tomorrow and like wrap it up and let you know my final thoughts. This vlog and this readathon. So let's do a quick little recap, shall we? This Delicious Death, 5 freaking stars. I loved it. I thought it was so fun. I love Kayla Cunningham's writing. I love her representation, and I just love that like she's so unique with her plot points, and they definitely are creepy, can be a little bit gory, but like in the best way. Sometimes I find with adult books, they're like too much for me. And like, I'm a true crime gal, but sometimes they are just too much. Where I want like something a little bit like, I want horror, but I don't want to be like traumatized by it. YA horror is honestly, I will stand by it. I will stand by it time and time again. It's so good, and I had the best time with this one. And then we have In an Absent Dream, which I'm gonna rate 4 stars. I will say, so far, this is my least favorite in the series. Not that it was bad, I just like don't connect with Lundy as much as a character. I'm not as invested in her character as, you know, some of the other ones. So like this one, still good, still that perfect short little fantasy novella that I love. And obviously I love the portal fantasy and like the doors and everything like that. And like I find it interesting and I like knowing their origin stories. I just didn't enjoy this one as much as the others, but still 4 stars. Like that's still a really good rating. And then lastly, I have Lore Olympus Volume 4, which I am also giving 4 stars. I liked this one a little bit more than the 3rd one. I am going to continue in the series, but like, it is losing my attention a little bit. I don't love it as much as like I loved the first one, and like with other graphic novel series, like I have loved so many of them, like Spy Family for example. I've read 9 volumes of Spy Family so far, and like I've loved pretty much all of them, where this one I feel like is losing my attention a little bit. I'm still gonna check out the next one and then I'll make a decision from there, because maybe, who knows, I just don't know if like overall Greek mythology is my thing. Like I like that this is done in a modern way, and like such a unique, interesting way. I do love that. I also love that it's a little bit darker of a graphic novel series. I do enjoy that, but like overall, it's losing my attention a little bit. With that being said, it's still 4 stars. I still enjoyed it. So, overall, I had the best reading weekend, honestly. And, like, this being, like, a new favorite. Ignore this sticker. Still have to get it off. This, like, being a new favorite, like, this is probably going to end up on my favorites list of the year, unless there are, like, other books that really trump it in the last half of the year. This is up there, like in the top 5 for sure, maybe even the top 3 so far. So that is saying something. I'm just so happy I read it and like discovered Kayla Cottingham this year. I cannot wait to see what she comes out with next. So thank you all for hanging out with me this weekend, and a huge shout out and thank you to Gabby for putting on these readathons. They are honestly so freaking fun, and like shout out to the besties on Patreon because we just have such a fun time. I freaking love being on her Patreon. Like, I will have it linked below, of course. If you're not already, I highly suggest checking it out. One, for extra content, of course, but also just the community over there is truly the best. It really is like a fun little fam, and I'm obsessed. I love it. And seriously, like, you should get over there because next one, you can join in on the next one and like not have the FOMO that you have right now. Just saying. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe if you are not already. Turn on the bell so you never miss a video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!
With you and I, the future is bright.